Hello and welcome. This is the reading for July 2022 for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising, or anyone cross-watching for someone with these placements. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. I have all of the cards already here on the table for you, Gemini, and it seems like there's been a lot going on here. Before we dive too far into your reading, though, I just want to thank all of you for your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's with all of your continued support that I'm able to continue putting out these videos and doing this incredible work, so thank you so much. You can find links for personal readings and Reiki session in the description box down below, like always, and if you are brand new to this channel, hello, my name is Michael. I use tarot each month to figure out what themes and lessons are going on in your life, as well as using astrology to clarify all of these messages. So I hope you find this interesting and helpful if you are brand new. Anyways, I have all the cards here on the table, and the first one that actually came up was the Nine of Swords. This is actually interesting because this is one of your cards, Gemini. This is actually Venus in Gemini, which has been in your sign, interestingly enough, in the month of June. And I feel like there's just been a lot of overthinking, a lot of anxiety, a lot of distress. And I actually get the sense, Gemini, a lot of you have had a breaking point recently. And it's almost like, wow, I can't do this anymore, or I can't do this alone anymore specifically. I feel like some of you have actually started seeing a therapist or started speaking to a coach or mentor. Or that's something that would be very advisable for you to do. Because we have the Nine of Swords, which is kind of this nightmare or waking up from a nightmare. And then we have the Judgment card, which is just this awakening. And there's actually a lot that's happening in the sign of Taurus. And there's been a lot going on in Taurus, really, which is your 12th house in astrology. That represents your spirituality, your dreams, your subconscious, your intuition. It's like you've literally been woken from a dream. And it feels like it's been very abrupt. And it feels like there was a lot of fight and heat. We have a couple of wands on the table here. I feel like some of you have been having very vivid dreams. Or just a hard time sleeping, actually, with the Nine of Swords and Judgment together specifically. Some of you have been getting downloads. There's something happening in your dreams or in your sleep. And you might be getting less sleep. You might feel like you need less sleep. There's this major wake-up call that's happening with Uranus and the North Node in Taurus. And these two planets are actually going to be forming a conjunction. They'll be at the same point in Taurus together at the end of the month. And for those of you who aren't aware, the nodes are basically where the eclipses occur. And the North Node represents reaching for our destiny or this sort of longing or spiritual calling. And there is a very loud calling for you on the table. And it's almost like you've been overthinking something or getting very stuck in your head about something. And maybe that's why you need to talk something out. Maybe that's why you need to speak with someone. And I'm seeing the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. While this is air sign energy and you are an air sign, I almost feel like this is somebody else. Or getting clarity on something. But it feels like you're getting clarity through someone else. Someone is helping you arrive to this moment or place of clarity. And this could be an Aquarius, it could be another Gemini, it could be a Libra. It could also be a kind of a Capricorn, Aquarius cusp person. And there's this spark, there's this new passion, this new beginning. And I think with Mars entering your sign on the 5th and Mercury, your ruling planet, entering Cancer, it's almost like you're acting on your dreams. some of you are doing something creative or getting practical about something that you've been dreaming about or hoping for. And you're no longer waiting. You're no longer waiting for the right moment. The moment is now. And I think you feel that, Gemini, that there's something here that your spirit is really calling you towards. And it's like you're being handed this wand. But we have the Knight of Wands here, which kind of represents this grabbing the wand, but the Knight of Wands is actually a challenge. And I can't help but think of the Sagittarius full moon that we had in June. And the reason I say that is because the Knight of Wands is specifically Sagittarius energy. It is fire sign energy, so it could also be Aries or Leo. And we certainly do have a lot of fire energy towards the end of this month as we are entering into Leo season. The sun is entering Leo. We have a new moon in Leo on the 28th. But this is very interesting. It feels like you're having a hard time doing something and acting on something, and it's like, when do I do it? How do I know what to do? And that's very interesting because, generally speaking, you are kind of known to be more of a spontaneous sign, but it's like you're having a hard time just getting something started, just throwing yourself into something here or doing something. And with the Ace of Cups in the future, I actually feel like this represents healing. Or new love, new energy. But it feels more like self-love to me, which is interesting. There's something about self-love. There's a lot happening in your mind and in your thoughts. There's a lot of communication, maybe even some flirting I'm actually getting to. But to be honest, I'm a little skeptical of some of the energy around you, or a little bit dubious of some of this energy around you with the Knight of Wands, which can sometimes indicate promiscuity, infidelity, or frankly, just fuckboy energy. Honestly, like, I can't think of a nicer way to say it. I feel like there's a fuckboy. Especially if this is someone, especially if this is like a fire sign, and with that full moon in Sagittarius that we had at around the 14th of June, there could have actually been an ending of a relationship or a partnership or contract of some kind for you. And maybe that's what this wake-up call was. And there's kind of this new lease on life energy, and it's like you're just sort of radiating this energy, and you have this fire. And sometimes, Gemini, when you're about to go into a new chapter, people from the past do come back. They do. And it's almost like they just feel psychically like there's something exciting about to happen with you, and they want in on that as well. Or they're afraid of you truly moving on. That's kind of an interesting energy, but I feel like there's a lot of clarity here. And it's like, you know what you need to do. Trust your intuition. Let me kind of clarify some of this energy here. This actually could be involving friendship, because we have a lot of Aries energy this month as well, because we have Chiron going retrograde in Aries. And Jupiter in Aries is also going retrograde this month. Chiron is going retrograde on the 19th. Jupiter is going retrograde on the 28th, the same day as this new moon in Leo. And it feels like there could be shifts happening in your friendship circles. Or in your network. What are the other messages we have for Gemini? Show us clearly, please. What are the messages we have for Gemini? Mercury is also entering Leo on the 18th. I'm sorry, 19th. Wow, right as I say it. The Three of Cups with the Tower. Yeah, there's a major change that's happening either with a friend in a friend's life or with your friend group. Looking at the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, there actually could be an adversary or a rivalry that's coming through. And it almost feels like there's a friend who's actually not really being a good friend to you, Gemini. And is specifically like challenging you, and it's almost like they know you're about to level up and they're afraid of that because they're afraid of how that's going to make them feel about themselves. I was just talking about this. Yeah, I feel like with the Tower and the Three of Cups, this is a change in your friendship circle, in your friend group. And it feels like there's a friend who's becoming a bit of a rival or an enemy with the Page of Swords. And with your ruling planet Mercury in Leo, by the 19th, there's a lot of communication that's happening. There's a lot of I'm actually getting sisterhood or brotherhood. There could be something happening with siblings, or if you have friends who are like siblings to you, it almost feels like there's some sort of clash or major change happening in their life. And this is affecting you in a very big way. I'm actually looking down at the clock right now, and it is 11:11. So there is this major spiritual awakening, and I just want to tell you, whatever is rupturing in your life, whatever this Tower moment represents, whatever is coming down here in this sort of fiery end, or this sudden end, it's really opening this beautiful new doorway for you with the Ace of Cups to more meaningful connections, a more meaningful life, a more fulfilling life. There's a lot of fulfillment in the future here for you. I want to keep shuffling. What else do we have for Gemini? Show us clearly, please. What are the other messages for Gemini? The Emperor. There could be a very controlling person or presence. This could be an Aries energy. And again, Aries does represent your 11th house, your friendships, your social networks, but also your hopes and your dreams. And I feel like there is this thing where there's an opportunity that's literally being handed to you by someone. And I feel like your friends are threatened by that, or people close to you are threatened by this. And this could also be involving siblings as well, or sorority, or fraternity, or something of that nature. I specifically got brotherhood and sisterhood, and that actually makes a lot of sense because, again, Leo energy, the third house, while this is your mind and communication, it's also siblings. So there could be something happening with siblings this month. And I got a lot of fire at the beginning. I got a lot of conflict. I got a lot of heat with these wands. there anything else that we can pull here? Three of Swords. Heartache, betrayal. I feel like you've sensed this coming, Gemini. And maybe this is just in the sense of like, you know, I don't feel like this person really has my back. Maybe that's what this Nine of Swords was about. Three of Swords in the Tower. There's a lot of pain here. And I feel like there's this breaching of trust. And I'm almost wondering, with the Three of Cups, Three of Swords, and the Tower, I'm almost wondering if there was something with infidelity or cheating. Or just some sort of broken contract or broken trust. Some readers do read the Three of Cups as kind of a third-party situation. I don't ordinarily, but for some reason I'm kind of getting that vibe. And that might have to do... that might have to do, again, with the full moon in Sagittarius that we had in June. Kind of the middle of June here. Something sort of coming ahead. And if this isn't with your life or with your partner, it could be in a friend's life, and that could be this sort of explosion in someone's life, this infidelity with the Tower. There's a lot of Mars energy here. With the Emperor, with the Tower, a lot of Aries and Scorpio energy. And it's actually interesting because Mars is going to be in your sign, and by the end of this year, Mars will actually be retrograde in your sign for about the last 3 months. So there could be something that is kind of like coming into your scope for that time period, or there is trouble brewing now that is going to affect that time period as well, or something's going to happen, come ahead at that time in the last 3 months of this year. What is this Ace of Cups? I see a lot of, like, distress, if I'm being honest, but I also see a lot of healing. I see something fulfilling. I see something very beautiful here with this Ace of Cups. So let's actually clarify what this is all about. I feel like it's about self-love. I feel like there is new love or people who genuinely love and care about you. What is this Ace of Cups? Show us clearly, please. I think with the new moon in Leo also forming a trine or harmonizing with Jupiter and Aries that same day, right before Jupiter goes retrograde. Interesting. I feel like there's someone who's helping you find self-love, and I actually have the Hermit with the Ace of Cups here. I feel like some of you are tapping back into your own intuition. You're connecting with your spirituality. And this actually makes a lot of sense for you, Gemini, because we have Uranus and Taurus. Or, I'm sorry, Uranus and the North Node coming together in Taurus, as well as Mars coming in with Uranus and Taurus. Okay, yeah, there's a big spiritual awakening. And some of you, this Tower actually represents your crown being blown open, your crown chakra. You're getting a lot of downloads. There's a lot happening in your subconscious. And sometimes when you're going through these spiritual upgrades or kind of going through a spiritual awakening, you can lose relationships. You can lose things in your life that are no longer a match or no longer resonant. They're no longer on your level because you have grown. And I feel like by Virgo season with the Hermit here, so by the end of summer, beginning of autumn, end of August to the end of September, there could be this new energy, this new intuition, this new love. But I actually really feel like self-love is very, very important for you right now, Gemini. Finding this inner guidance, this inner intuition, No longer being afraid of your intuition either. No longer being afraid of that inner voice. The Eight of Swords, getting yourself out of a stuck energy, out of a victimhood energy. And it's interesting. Sometimes I do actually think of the Hermit as a sort of mentor. Like, the Hermit is such an archetypal wise person. It's the person in the hero's journey where the hero climbs up the mountain and finds the wise woman, wise man, who gives them something that they need. A piece of information, advice, insight, or perhaps an artifact. Someone is trying to give you something that is going to be spiritually useful to you or in alignment with your spirit. And looking at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant, which is again a sort of mentor or spiritual leader or figure. And I think it's important to note that Saturn is in Aquarius, and it's going to be opposite all of this Leonian energy. Saturn in Aquarius really does represent spiritual lessons, spirituality. Maybe breaking free of old karmic cycles or karmic debts that are no longer serving you, getting out of relationships that are no longer working for you. Wow, it's almost like you had to become an enemy to yourself to maintain certain relationships. And I feel like spirituality is helping you find a lot of healing. I think those are all the messages I have for you this month, Gemini. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what's going on with these friends or with this group, because it feels like there's a lot of intensity. There was kind of a whole gambit of things, to be honest, but I really see a lot of wisdom and a lot of beauty and new beginnings and self-love here that's very, very beautiful. So take that to heart, and also really listen to your intuition and create. Be very creative this month, especially in Leo season. I feel like you are birthing new creations, specifically writing or poetry. I know this is sort of last minute, and I'm just sort of interjecting this, but this is kind of coming through. Some of you are writers or poets, or you're writing something, you're scribing something, and there's a lot of new energy there, and it could even help you get recognized. Some of you could be having something with publishing or getting your information out into the world. There's someone you're meeting or something that's helping you spread this information or get recognition. So that's really powerful and positive, actually, and maybe that's kind of the source of jealousy, or these people who are coming into your life who sense something big is coming. I feel like some of you are going to have a bit of an explosion on social media with the Tower here, or just some sort of explosion in fame or popularity. Anyways, Gemini, those are actually all the messages I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I realize it's getting a little bit long. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Have a happy July. I'm sending a lot of blessings and healing energy your way, and I will see you all in the next video.